Good morning, good day, good evening. See if we can harvest some stuff. Some berries, some peas is kind of the main goal here today, I think. First we can check, there might be some strawberries. Not many, but enough for us to just eat them. There's a couple on the way. Few small ones on the way. Main crop is definitely gone. Some goodies here still. What the hell is going on in this guy? Is there like an ant nest inside the plant? What the hell? There's like a lot of dirt there. I don't see any ants though. It's gotta be ants though. Huh. That's kind of interesting. Same with this guy here. Or is it like a mole has been eating on the roots maybe? There's like dirt pushed up through the plastic hole. Not seen that before. It might be a mole underneath. Or something that's digging around there. That's not maybe the best for the strawberries. Never seen that before. I guess we'll just start picking these currants here. Got black, we got red currant. Good morning. Let's see, I think we can put that guy on. Volume should be okay-ish. There's some stinging nettle in this bush. I need to be kind of careful. I could try to rip them out with the gloves, but definitely don't want to touch those too much. Probably start with this guy here. It's almost easiest to hold the branch with one hand and just pick with the other. But yeah, how are you guys doing on this fine Monday? We're just going to do a little harvesting here, a little bit of these, a little bit of peas, and then go and check the fields a little bit. See what's going on. Yeah, there's a few stinging nettle in there. Not too bad, but a little bit. We're gonna mix them today again. We take some from this bush, then some from the red currant bush, and then maybe even some from the white currant. There's a little bit in each, and it's gonna be a nice mix of berries. Definitely a lot in here. Now these are, last time these were maybe not 100%, now they're definitely 100% ripe. But I guess it's better to start harvesting a little bit too early than too late. When they get really ripe, then they get like smushy, and they kind of, when you pick them, they break apart already. Now they're kind of nice and firm still. They're decent size, these berries. This year it's been pretty dry, so I don't know if this bush has probably not got any extra water. I know those two got extra water because I watered the strawberries there, and when it sprays like this back and forth, it goes a little bit, ends up on these two. But I don't think this one got. It might have got some, but it's got a decent amount of berries here. Not the most I've seen, but also I've not... This bush, it hasn't got like any fertilizer or any extra water. It's just what the nature gave it this year. I think today we can harvest maybe try to get like half this bush maybe done and half of that one. Then there's gonna be one more batch later. I don't want to take too much so they go bad when you pick them. I mean, I could put these in the freezer, then they would of course last a long time, but I think we're just gonna eat them mostly fresh, so trying to pick the amount that we can kind of eat in a reasonable time. Could be good to have something to put this on, so it would be higher up when I pick berries. Sometimes it would be easier to hold it like up this and then pick. Who's that? Who's this guy? It's a random biker going past. Who the hell was that guy? Who the hell? But I think we got the one big bucket I could put underneath this, and that might work. This metal tin here, I think we could use this one as a base for the other thing. I don't really need this one here. You could also have like a chair to sit on when you're picking, but we're not doing that much here, so I'm just gonna be standing. Better. I think these are also getting ripe. A lot better than last time, but these are not done yet. They can be more red than this. We're gonna just leave these so far, I think. Test, taste. Yeah, they are gonna be better if I wait a little bit more. But that's good. Then when we have these harvested, then the next one would be that one. The next one to ripen up. I guess it's lining up pretty well. Like first we had the strawberries get ripe, then these, and then those berries last. And then if we would have apple trees, then there could be apples later. We got that one apple tree there, but yeah, it's got maybe a few apples. We should probably plant some apple trees somewhere. Had a couple of old ones, but they died. They were so old. What kind of bird has that sound? Any bird experts in chat? You know, wick, 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 wick. Don't know what bird that is. There he goes. Ah, it's some kind of hawk. Looks like it at least. Yeah. Yeah, it might be like, I don't know what it's called. Some sort of hawk. At least now we know how the bird looks like, roughly. Just gonna clear this side of the bush. I think we got some left there. There's maybe not that much in this bush. There's more almost in the other one. Go over here. Close to the stinging nettles. I should take, if I want to pull those out, I think I need the really thick gloves with long sleeves. Otherwise you're definitely gonna end up getting some stings on you. Kanahaukka. Yeah, it could be that's some sort of hawk. I think the neighbors, they got on the barn there's like a little nest. I think that one came out from there. I think they have a nest there on the wall of the barn there, in that red barn. What is kanahaukka in English? It's not chicken hawk, I think. That would sound kind of goofy. Goshawk, okay. Sounds pretty interesting. Well, I believe those are pretty common birds. Especially when someone hangs up like a nice place for them to make a nest in. I've got these green guys. What's that? Some sort of bugs. Don't want them in there. There's not that much left in this bush actually. Looked like there was more than what there is. Luckily there's not too many berries in the stinging nettle here. I definitely need to rip those out. But not with... I need something with sleeves at that point. A little bit more of those. Then we can pick the red ones. There's a lot in that small bush. A lot of red currant. Yeah, I believe there's not too much more in this actually. There's one here. One branch with something. If we leave some berries, it's okay. We're not gonna clean like try to get every single berry, but most of them. Actually, if I wanna maybe leave some of these, maybe pick some red ones now, get a nice mixture going. These red ones are more hidden. They kind of grow a little bit differently. It's like more berries in one cluster. No stinging nettle here, I believe.
Good morning.
Well, good morning there.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty berry-tastic today. At least in the beginning here. Then we might feel quite not pea later. But yeah. Harvesting some stuff. Super large scale harvesting going on here.
Berry-tastic sounds fantastic.
These are already feeling, yeah, they're pretty ripe. Almost soft.
How is your master in soccer? I know nothing.
Spoiler alert, Spain won. Which was good. I think they were overall slightly better team. No big differences. Yeah, but no big differences, but I think Spain had a little bit better team play.
Oh, nice.
Spain had a little bit better team play overall, I think. Played a little bit more like even tournament.
I like their play style.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like previously they played like only passing on the ground, but now they've kind of changed it to a little bit more. They can do like go on the sides, they can do some like throw some high balls in there and sometimes be really like straightforward and sometimes just hold the ball. And
And I like the keeper more from Spain.
I think they have evolved to quite a good strategy. And then of course they got really good players. The young guys, the new guys there were really pretty good. Yeah, I think goalie is pretty similar. Maybe slight edge to Spain also. But not a big difference. But yeah, it was a good match to watch. And England had a pretty interesting strategy. Like they didn't play very aggressively, but then as soon as they're on the like let the goal, then like super aggressive, and then when it's 1-1, then again back it off. Seemed like maybe England was trying to not lose and Spain was more trying to win maybe. Like a slight difference maybe there. And in those situations, it's always nice when the guys trying for the wins. Like sometimes the backing up strategy also works out, and it's kind of a little bit sad. Yep, here comes the sun. Oh, we got some branch went through the wheel. Time for a break. I have maybe a breakdown. Think we got. Hey. Okay, I think we're back. See if it continues working. It might be. We'll see. We'll see if it works. Can be some slight issues with the setup occasionally. Maybe it's stabilized now again. There's no white, just randomly shut off there. Random things happening. On the other side, don't burn ourselves too much. It's a pretty sunny day today. Some clouds. That's the same birds. Does the hawk have that kind of sound? Almost sound like a squealing belt from a machine. Get the ant out of there. Trying to keep these pretty bug free and mix it up a little bit. Then we got black currant and red currant in the same mix. Maybe some white currant if we can find it. There's not too much in that little bush. There's quite a bit actually in this small berry bush. It's like berries are kind of hidden inside here, but you don't need to take a big place and you find this much. There's probably like a leader here still. It's just inside the bush here hiding. We're gonna pick a little bit more, and then there'll be one more batch, I think, in a few days. Easier if you lift up the branch like this, then you can kind of see the berries a little bit better. There's a bunch on this one.
Good morning.
Good morning. Some nice red berries. A little bit more than I think we got, like a couple of liters, and it should be good for a batch again. Eat them up and pick more in a few days. Oh yeah, there's a lot here. A lot of them berries. Guess this side is quite cleaned out now. See, is there any in the white currant bush? This one doesn't have that much. Maybe there's a few here. So yeah, same kind of berry, but it's almost like invisible, or you can see through it. White currant. I guess we can pick the ones that are here. There's not too much in this bush. Still kind of growing, I guess. Yeah, not a whole lot. We can kind of clean this one out. There's not too much here. Yeah, these are kind of nice. You can actually see through the berry. You see the seeds in the middle, or in the berry there actually.
Pale lingon berries.
Yeah, it's almost. This is. I believe these are called. It's like white. What did I just say? Currant, white currant. Then we get red currant and black currant over there.
Gooseberries.
No, I don't think it's gooseberries. White currant. So basically these 3 bushes here, it's the same thing, it's just different colors. I don't know if there's any more colors than these. Maybe there's like, well, probably not like green currant, but there could be some other colors even available. Gotta look it up, then we could continue planting in this row here. Plant even more different colored berries. But yeah, especially the red currant and black currant, those are like really common bushes to see in gardens here. Really common, probably the most common bushes. And then like apple trees is also really common one. I think we could try planting. Somebody had planted like some pear trees or something. Could try something new and something weird. In the garden it's always nice here because you can, with pretty minimal risk, try whatever. I guess we got one bush there, but that's like, it's krusbär, whatever that's in English. Same as the one the furthest over there. Those aren't really ripe yet, but that one's really small also. Still gotta grow up a little bit. Yeah, I think we'll clean this bush pretty much out. Not much here. But yeah, add some color, nice color to the mix. Now we got like red, black and white. Almost red, blue and white. But there's plenty left in this red one and some left in the black one. I think we got enough now. There's like a liter or 2 here. Best to just eat these up. So we can take a break now. Then we're gonna pick some peas. We get a lot of peas that are ripening up too. Just put them here in the shade. Take a little break. Yeah, some tech issues.
Now lunchtime. Beautiful property.
Now I ate lunch before I came out, so we can keep the whole stream in one lump here. Yeah, it's looking decent. It would be the fields would look better if it would have rained a little more. It's been super dry, but yeah, we can go once I harvest the peas, then we can go take a look at the fields a little bit here.
It's been really dry in the United States too.
Yeah, it really depends where. I've heard like some places have gotten a lot of rain, some places are dry, Same in Europe here. Some places are really wet. Some places are really dry. Even within Finland, there's like some places are pretty wet and some places are like super dry, like here. Yeah. But yeah, United States, it's a big country, so I'm sure there's some places that are really dry and some places that are really wet there. It's like a huge, huge country. Same if you take like the whole Europe, then there's for sure some really dry places and really wet places. But yeah, here it's been dry. This is now year number 4 that's pretty dry here in a row, so not the best, not the best. But yeah, I think we're gonna go see how the peas look. There should be a decent amount of peas to harvest.
Southern Finland.
Yep, southern Finland, yeah. I think in Finland they have gotten like some places in like the middle of the country. There it's pretty wet, and then yeah, but it's in the south it's been really dry, and south and southeast, and yeah, maybe up the east side of Finland kind of dry, but then when you get to like half of the country, then it's been more wet there, I guess.
Very nice summer winter.
Yeah, but here, yeah, in the garden it's growing well, because here I can put some extra water, so here
It seems rain is really rare.
here it is growing pretty well. Here we got good moisture in the garden, but then as soon as you go out in the big fields, then it's very, very dry. But yeah, peas, we need to harvest some peas here. These are definitely ripe here. We got a lot of peas here. We can harvest everything that's kind of filled up. There might be some that are not filled up. I'm gonna leave those, but it looks like yeah, a lot of this is filled up now. Just a few days ago these were not filled up, but now they're.
Lived in Malmö, Sweden for 4 years. Summers were fantastic, winters were horrible.
Yeah, I don't mind the winters actually. But it's if you don't like cold weather, then it might be a little nasty in the winter. But southern Sweden, the winters there are not actually. It barely goes to the minus degrees there, I think. When you go up in the northern parts of Finland or Sweden, that's when you get the real winters, where it's like minus 30 or something. So yeah, we can almost harvest everything here. It seems like they're kind of all filled up here. But yeah, I don't want to take everything in one go. It's gonna be too much. But I'm gonna try to take most of the ripe ones, which seem to be, yeah, it's almost everything here. Take out all the pods pretty much. I guess we could sample one, see how the peas look.
Now that cold but rain and gets dark at 3 p.m. odd for an American.
Pretty nice one there. 7 peas. There's a lot of peas to eat here. They're all ripe now almost. It's gonna be full in no time. Gets dark at 3 p.m. Yeah, in the winter it gets dark really early. But then on the other hand, in the summer now, it's like it doesn't get dark. It's just light all the time. But it sure is a big change from the middle of the winter to the middle of the summer. Around here it's like 6 hours of daylight in the winter and then 20 hours in the summer. But yeah, it's a little bit easier to harvest now when these strings keep these a little bit like upright. A little bit easier to see where the pods are. But yeah, I pretty much took all the pods out of these, so we could almost rip the plant out itself. I guess we can leave a few here that aren't really filled up yet. They're pretty filled up. It's always with peas, they're not filled up, and then all of a sudden they're all filled up, ready to harvest. Could even try to plant the peas in like 2 instances, like plant 1 row and then wait a few weeks and then plant the rest.
You have a greenhouse for winter growing.
Ja, vårat det här.
This is carrots.
Nej, ja, det där bladet jag tänkte väl deala med.
No,
Det smakar nog inte så allt för surt.
don't eat the leaves here now.
Gräs smakar nog hyvä.
Do I have a greenhouse for winter growing? No, not really. I don't really grow anything in winter. I know I could grow if I would have like pretty much an indoor growing area. That's kind of small one.
Jukki haavan det var så jämna ut sig lite nu alstat vad det var. Axan ställa. Det känns lite med god. Där vi kan där upp.
Där är med pistola.
Jättemycket starkt. Sen vet jag att det är såna här gula just vid det här valvat. Det är mycket det kommer jag ställa nästan. Men det var en ganska stort före det steg. Man ser det liksom en lika stort pilstelista.
De där kan du äta, vad det är sån här, inte gräslök, men vad det är, de där som är där. Those leaves he can eat. This is the carrots here. That's good too. There's one pea. This one we're gonna leave to grow. That's not filled up yet.
Ja. Samma sak där. Sett på spetsen, för den går det var lite likvart.
Mm.
Lite spännande för. Lite uppslag.
Yeah, we won't have problems to fill this up. There's gonna be many kilos of peas. But yeah, we're gonna fill, I guess, maybe fill half of this. Then it's time to eat some, and then pretty much need to pick every day here, because when the peas get kind of old, they don't taste as good as when they're still green. But yeah, we mostly, like a lot of this stuff we harvest and then eat, just eat it as it grows. But like carrots and potatoes, those you can store pretty easily for the winter. It's a weed. Weedy weed. But yeah, the beans over there, they're really growing up. I put some strings there to kind of keep them more upright. They're growing like crazy and flowering like crazy. It'll be interesting to see what that amounts to. I don't think I've had beans like that before. I think it's supposed to be some sort of green beans or something. Seem to be growing pretty well. Here it's like so, the peas are so heavy that even I put like a string between two poles, but I would need to tighten it a little bit more to have it to be like even more upright. But I guess they're mostly off the ground now, which is good. Keeps at least the slugs and stuff from eating them. Is the ground fertile or do I fertilize? Like the soil is, it's not amazing here. It's like it's pretty. Like I could put a lot of fertilizer and stuff down here, but I usually don't fertilize the garden too much. Like I put a little bit of like liquid fertilizer on this year, like actually sprayed on the crops, but I do not fertilize a lot, and I don't spray in the garden anything. No spraying, and yeah, I could definitely put some fertilizer on. It's not like amazing soil. Pretty clay heavy soil, but as long as you keep the moisture at a good level, clay soil has pretty good nutrients. So I mean, the stuff I have here, it grows pretty well. Pretty happy how it's been growing. But yeah, if I wouldn't spray water on the garden here, nothing would grow here. When we go and take a look at the big fields, then you see how it would look if there would be no additional water. With clay soil, you got to be really careful with the water. Like too much is not good, then it's not gonna grow, and too little, then it's not also gonna grow at all. But if you can keep it at a good level, then it can grow pretty well actually. Maybe down here the peas are actually smaller, so that's good. We can harvest the ripe ones up here and leave those to grow a few days. We got a lot, we can take a little bit more from the other side here. And I'm happy the wild boars haven't been here and destroyed the potatoes yet. That was kind of a worry. I haven't really had potatoes in the garden in a long time, but this year we tried with some potatoes over there. It seems like at least the wild boars haven't destroyed them yet, so that's good. Yeah, these are definitely not ripe yet. These are pretty small. These we can let grow for a few days. Does it look down here at the end? Oh, there's some ripe ones here too.
Landscapes in the U.S. are real bad. In some areas, they have bounties on them.
Yeah, here it's there were basically no wild boars maybe 20 years ago, but now in the last 10 years they have really multiplied here. I think here the hunters, they can shoot the wild boars like for free, or they don't need like a permit. Like with the moose and deer, they need like permits. You need to get a permit first and then you can shoot some animals. But I think for the wild boars here, you can just, if they see some, then they can shoot them without like getting a permit. So definitely, the wild boars are definitely considered like an invasive species here. In Sweden, they're like a lot bigger problem than here. They have a lot more there, I think. That should be good. We got a couple of liters of peas there. And there's at least like 3 times this amount left there. But those can still grow. Let's help these peas a little bit. Or beans, I mean. Vines. They look like vines. Or they grow like vines. Spin them around here. Yeah, they look like vines pretty much. Grow like vines. Wrap around the strings and themselves and everything. They're flowering, but I don't think they have started to produce any beans yet, but they should at some point. Look at this guy. It's like
Many invasive insect species from China.
it's wrapping around itself here. Get many invasive insect species from China. Yeah, I think the wild boars, I think they came like from Russia, probably, or maybe some from Sweden also. But yeah, they're not yet a big problem, but they could become a big problem. But yeah, they're mostly off the ground, at least hanging on to the strings there. Yeah, let's put these away, then we can check the rest and then go check the big fields. How the wheat and oats look. And I guess the grass field. Another little break. we can take a look at the rest of the stuff in the garden.
One day I will go back to Sweden.
Yeah, it's Sweden and Finland have quite similar scenery. Sweden has some higher mountains than Finland, but I guess Finland might have a little bit more lakes. But yeah, pretty similar. Pretty similar terrain in a lot of places. And Sweden is a good country. I've been a few times to Sweden too. Yeah, in the really south they got a lot of farms, and then the rest is pretty similar to Finland. Like it's mostly forest, some lakes, and then some fields in there. But yeah, I believe Sweden has a lot of forest too. I think Finland has like maybe, 70% is covered by forest. I think it's pretty similar in Sweden. Maybe it's like 70% or something. And then of course some places it's a lot of fields in the areas where the like soil is most suitable for farming. But yeah, let's do a tour of the rest of the stuff. We have harvested some stuff now. Some peas, some berries. The stuff that's ripe right now. Then we got here some strawberries. This is already all harvested. Strawberry season is kind of over. It was a very short strawberry season this year when it's this hot. Even if I spray water on those with the garden irrigator, it's still like the season was very short. But yeah, here we got like parsley, dill, one lettuce, beans, onions or garlic. I never know the difference. We got the one there and the other here. I never remember in English which one is which. Peas, carrots, corn, tomatoes, both bigger tomatoes and kind of mini tomatoes. And then we got some chilies in pots here. These are pretty nice. I'm gonna keep this in pots the whole season because the goal here is kind of, these have a really long growing period. So I'm gonna let them grow here. And then in the fall when it starts to be too cold, then I'm gonna take these just indoors. And then we can get chilies in the fall at least. Well, that's the hope. Because last year I had these out in the field here or in the garden, and they grew like they would have produced a lot more, but then a frost came and then it just killed everything. But yeah, corn is looking good. I don't think I've ever had corn look this good. Looks pretty, leaves are pretty dark green and pretty wide. Looks pretty healthy. I think I finally got the corn to work better. Like I've grown it previous years also, like a few weeks in a mini greenhouse in the spring, and then transplant it out here. But I think this year it worked better. Like sometimes when I move them from the one place to the other, the roots take some damage and then it has grown really badly. But this year these look pretty healthy, I think. And the soil was also here plowed in the spring, which I think might be good for corn. Be interesting if we get some cobs this year. I think last year we got some kind of half-field cobs, but it wasn't really anything. But
Chilies in the U.S., jalapeno habaneros, and Carolina Reapers.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of chilies those were. They're really like not super hot at all. I had the same ones last year, and they almost tasted like paprika. Like it wasn't hot at all. You could like take one whole chili and just eat it, and it wasn't It was just mildly hot. So those are probably not very hot. Yeah, then we got more strawberries here. We check. These were planted this year, so they're really small. Produced some strawberries this year, but next year these will produce a lot more. Then we got potatoes, which don't look actually that good. They're like the leaves are starting to crumple up a little bit like this. I wonder if they got too much water or if they have some deficiency or something. I know there's some potatoes in the ground we could start to harvest a little bit, but yeah, the leaves don't look good here. They're all alive still, but it looks slightly not super healthy. Same with these guys, the onions. They're kind of wilted down a little bit. There should be a good amount of moisture. Yeah, there's a good amount of moisture in the ground. Maybe the soil is kind of just a little poorer here. But yeah, that's about it for the garden, I think. Looks mostly fine. Then we got the fields here, and as you can see here, this does not look very great here. Here you can see again, I watered the garden, and then a little bit sprayed over here. Here's some nice wheat, and then you got just the normal rain here, and very, very poor wheat field here. Probably the worst wheat field we have ever had. Here it's nice where it got water. Looks pretty good here. But it's just exactly where the irrigator sprayed a little bit here. It's good. And then it's really poor here. This is probably the... Yeah, in the big fields, yeah. But yeah, this is definitely really poor. It's probably the worst field ever. It might actually be. It's a little bit better down in the lower spots, but especially up here on the ridge, it's really bad. We're lucky if we get like the seed back here that we put in the ground. It's so like there's so little here, we can actually just walk in the field here. And yeah, some of it has started to grow now later when we got a little rain. And in some spots you can see some stuff that started to grow a lot later. It's just peeking out of the ground now. It won't have time to grow this year anymore. Guess we could dig down, see if we can still find some seeds that haven't even like germinated. We tried to spring plow this field and then plant, and I think especially when you get these dry years, it's very bad idea to do spring plowing. Yeah, there's one seed that hasn't even started to grow. So it's been the whole summer, it's been so dry that the seed has never started to grow. There's a few seeds, 1, 2, 3, 4 wheat seeds. That one is maybe starting to grow now. But yeah, this is really the worst of the worst here. Some seeds got away, but it's very thin here. No, it's not rocky, it's just dirt clumps. We don't really have any, this is just dirt. It's kind of clumpy. We don't have any rocks pretty much in our fields. No rocks or no sand. It's like clay, and then in the better spots it's like more like better dirt, not clay. It's like decomposed peat, I would say. There's probably some better word in English for the stuff. Like here it's kind of worse, and then it's better here. But the soil also changes here. Like here's at least something. But if we dig down, yeah, there's some moisture here, but it is pretty damn dry down here. There's still a wheat seed that hasn't started to grow even here. But here the soil is better here. So at least here's something to combine. But it's pretty poor here too. Just never got the moisture. Here we can drive with the combine with full speed. There's not much going in the combine here, I think. Oh, it's better here. We should probably, yes, we can go through around the field here. I guess here's a rock. There's a rock. Like we got some big boulders, like maybe 20 in the field, like some big ones. But the rest of the soil is pretty much rock free, even sand free. Which is good because if you have really sandy soil, it's really hard on all the equipment. Sandy, rocky soil, you're just gonna wear everything down super fast. But yeah, here it's again better soil. You got some wheat here. At least something here to harvest. Not great, but something. Neighbor has winter wheat there. It looks pretty similar to our wheat. It's maybe a little bit, the winter wheat is maybe a slightly better. But yeah, we also, the other field that we have wheat on is a lot bigger than this field, and that we plowed in the fall and then planted in the spring, and that worked out a lot better. This was really the combination of spring plowing plus super dry start is it's not low, it's the worst possible combination. Then when the main crop doesn't grow, then there is room for the weeds to grow. So it's like a double bad thing.
Dry years can kill a farm. Does Finland government subsidize farms?
Dry years can kill a farm. Oh boy. So this is dry year number 4 in a row here. So it's definitely hurting. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. If we wouldn't have any income from anything else than farming, then we would probably not have a farm anymore. But yeah, in Europe there is subsidies, but it's a bad system in my mind. It's like let's take like a simple like example. Like before there were subsidies, before EU, maybe you got, let's keep it simple. Let's say you got 1,000 euros per hectare in income. Now these days, and you only got that, you sold your grain, you got 1,000 euros. Expenses counted out. Let's keep it super simple. These days you might get like 500 from the crop and then maybe 300 from the subsidies. So even if you get like 2 things, it's actually worse than before because the grain price has gone so much down that the subsidies don't cover up that. So it's, a lot of people have the misconception that the grain prices stay the same and then the farms just get the subsidies on top of that. But it's not like that. It's like a thing to artificially keep the grain prices low. That's what it really is. But yeah, in really bad years, I guess a subsidy amount is like about the same, so I guess you get something. But yeah. Here is the kind of a better spot. This is maybe 2-3 ton wheat maybe right here per hectare.
And fertilizer prices are up massively and fuel.
Yeah, everything is more expensive. Simple answer to that. Everything you need to buy for a farm pretty much has gone up in price. Pretty much. Simple answer, pretty much the right answer. I don't really know anything that's cheaper. I guess the grain prices, they're down. For a few years ago you could get over 300 euros per ton for oats. Now you get like 260. So that's gone down. But that's just less income for the farmer, so not good. But yeah, the big field of wheat we got, I think that looks more like this, like there's okay. This is definitely the worst field. Luckily it's the smaller field, and we just tried some new things there, or new things, but yeah, it did not work out with a dry year. Then we can look at the oat field, which looks better. There is oats here. There's also cracks in the ground. But yeah, this is probably down here is like the best part of the field. It's worse over there. But yeah, I mean oats, this was plowed in the fall and then planted in the spring. This looks, considering the weather, I guess you could be maybe somewhat okay with this. But yeah, like one plant here, it's got like 3, 6, maybe 10 seeds on it, maybe 15. Like technically there's 2 in one there, but a pretty small amount of seeds in one plant. But I mean there's something. Here you can see like this seed, it never got like, the plant started to grow a seed, but then it at some point thought that okay, we're not getting moisture, and then aborted this seed. So this is just an empty shell, no seed in that one. And I see almost every plant has a few of those. Now we're just hoping that there's enough moisture for the plant to fill these up that they have grown. There you can see it's in the milk stage. So there's some liquid inside the seed that will turn solid after a while. But yeah, I mean the oats, yeah, there's something here. Maybe right here I would guess maybe 3 ton per hectare oats. 2.5 to 3 ton. Not great. But yeah, some of it's starting to turn like yellow already, so there's like some shorter ones in there, and then a few of them are longer. I guess the longer ones, maybe they got their roots down to more moisture. That's like I see some shorter ones in there, like these down here. This one just have like 5, 6 seeds on it. But yeah, at least there's something. And I know you can see all the yellow stuff. That's like thistle. It's like a weed, but yeah, we farm organically, so we don't spray anything. So there's always going to be some weeds. There's more weeds than I would like to be, but this field last year we had beans here, and those were like complete disaster. It was dry last year also. So last year the weeds had time to kind of explode a little bit, and there's still quite a bit of them this year here, especially the thistles. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what the yield is here. My guess right now would be 2.5 to 3 tons. So one year 2020 when it actually rained, then we got oats, we got like on average 6 tons per hectare. If we would get that every year, that would be pretty good. No bought fertilizer, no spraying, and then 6 tons per hectare oats. That's definitely possible if we would get rain. But yeah, not this year, maybe next year again. How long till oats mature start to finish? Technically the oats is like this variety, I think it's like 100, I don't remember, usually it's like around 100 days. That's the growing period, but then you can pretty much add like 3 weeks to that, because after it's matured, it's kind of turning yellow, then it still needs to kind of dry up and become really dry, and then you can harvest it. So I would say we seeded this in the beginning of May, so May, June, July, end of August harvest, so about 4 months I would say from planting to harvest is, that's how long that is. But the growing period for oats, I think it's about 100 days or something. Yeah, half capacity. I would say in ideal weather conditions we could probably get like 7 ton oats per hectare if it would rain just the right amount. But yeah, the worst year, I think 2018, we got 2.5 tons of oats per hectare, and that was really bad. It was kind of similar year to this, where we had a really bad start and then it just never rained in the whole summer. 1 harvest per year. Yeah, 1 harvest. Seed in the spring and then harvest in the fall for the oats and wheat. Then you can have winter crops like winter wheat, winter rye, and that you plant in the fall, and then it's kind of dormant over the winter and then grows in the summer again. But yeah, we mostly have spring crops. We're just doing a little crop tour here, checking our crops. But yeah, it is what it is. We can't really do anything about it. If we would get summer rain now, it could still help the plant a little bit to fill the seeds, but the amount of seeds is already determined.
Is any right?
No, this is end of August, I think, harvesting, or mid to end of August. So in a month, a little over a month, we will be harvesting here. I'm pretty sure. Something like that it usually is. And then wheat will be a little later. Usually oats are before the wheat. Then we got the grass field. I guess we could go and walk in the grass field a little bit, see how that's growing. Grass field is kind of looking like we got some small rain, so the grass field is actually looking like pretty good. It would also have grown a lot more if we would have gotten more rain, but there's a lot of red clover in there. Do I raise any animals? No, we don't have any animals. Crop farm. Grains in the fields and logs from the forest. That's what the farm is selling. When I was a kid, we had cows, or the farm had cows, milking cows, but no, not in a long time anymore. Yeah, here the wheat is like okay-ish, but if you look close, it's really sparse. It should be much more dense if it would be a good year.
How big is your farm?
It's about 36 hectares of fields and 20 hectares of forest. In acres, it would be, is it about 80 acres of fields and maybe 50 acres of forest, something like that. Not good with the acres. We use hectares here. That's a more used to that. But yeah, we can definitely do a loop there. Check the grass field. Maybe check a little bit of the forest, see how it looks in the forest. We did plant some trees in the forest also, so a few years ago. You can see how they're doing. Am I in Canada? No. Finland. So yeah, a lot of clover here, which is nice. Some rain on this and it would really explode now. A lot of red clover. Some white clover. So this field had in the spring there was a lot of white clover. I guess there's a lot now here too when I walk closer. The white clover is usually shorter and the red clover is taller. Yeah, there's a lot of white clover here still. White clover, red clover. And this might be, it's this like fescue. And then there should be some timothy in here, I think.
Finland, I want to visit. Very beautiful.
It is pretty decent. We have, like I usually like to say when people ask that, is we got a lot of nature here. So if you really like clean and peaceful nature, then Finland is a good place for you. We got some cities, but not like any huge mega cities. But yeah, when I walk, I can feel there's cracks in the field. Man, it's dry. You can probably see. See, yes, there's like cracks in the field. It's so dry. It's like a desert.
I love the history of Sweden.
Field is cracking up. And it's not because the field is trying to tell jokes. And this is nice here, a lot of red clover. Can go up there and take a look at the trees we planted a few years ago. If you're watching on Twitch, then we have a command that's ! joke. Then the chat bot will tell a random joke. But I guess if you're watching from Kik, then you can't see it. Oh, there's a joke. How do you make a waterbed more bouncy? You use spring water. No, those jokes are more it's like dad jokes. Clover, no, so this field we have a lot of grasses growing here. It's like mostly clover here. The purpose of this field this year is we just grow grass and then we cut it like 3 times in a year and just leave the grass there. And then the couple of purposes for that is 1, weed control. Number 2, clover like improves the soil. All the other grasses kind of like we don't like directly produce anything from this field this year, but it's gonna like improve the soil, less weeds next year, so kind of soil improvement year. And then next year or the year after that we will again plow this and then grow something to sell. But clover and alfalfa, those are really good to have, like just growing and cutting them. They really improve the soil. They actually catch nitrogen from the air and then they store it down in the roots. So then when you grow something the next year, the next plant can use that nitrogen that's now in the ground, and then the next crop will grow better. So it's basically, in one way, this field is getting fertilized right now. Might sound weird, we're not like putting anything here, but it's actually been fertilizing as we speak here. The nature's own way of bringing more nitrogen to the ground. Yeah, and of course when you cut down the grass and then when you plow it in, you're gonna have more organic matter in the soil, which is always good also. Okay, let's go up here. So this area we planted some trees here a few years ago. Here we planted birch. It's growing pretty well. These were planted, I believe this was planted spring of 2020 if I'm not wrong. I think I remember. It was the Corona spring. So yeah, we got birch here and then we planted some spruce here. Spruces are a little bit smaller in the beginning, but this one is growing pretty nicely now. So this year it grew about this much. That's almost half a meter, 40 centimeters. Take a little look, there's the next one, there's one. This looks okay here. The trees haven't really died. They seem to be okay even when it's like, it's been many dry years. I guess they can recover in the fall when it's usually wet. Oh! Yeah, one additional thing, we got raspberries. Yummy! We might want to stay here a while. If I can find more raspberry bushes. They're pretty small here, but they're ripe. Yummy, yummy. Little snack. Wild raspberry. Super tasty. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's a good taste. These are pretty small here because it's kind of a dry area, but usually when you cut down a big forest you get a bunch of these wild raspberries there after a few years. If it's a good year and if I can find a place where there's more than this, then we could actually come and pick them, like try to pick many liters. There's quite a bit on this just one plant. And they look good, they're ripe, and they seem really like good yet. Sometimes when they get older you get like these worms in them. But these look really, really healthy and good. I believe they are just getting ripe right now. They're not overripe. Yummy, yummy. But yeah, I would say July, August are the best months. Like you can just go into nature and you can find a lot of berries. It's kind of blueberry season right now, or bilberry technically. You can find raspberry. Lingonberries come a little later. And then you have the cloudberries. If you go into like a swampy area. So these months are the best in the year for like wild berries also.
One reason I want to move out the city and become a farmer and enjoy nature.
Yeah, so this is really nice here. I'm checking out the investment we made in the plants here, or trees. And at the same time you can just like eat random stuff here too. Or not random stuff, but oh, there's a lot there. Oh man. I think there might be enough to actually warrant taking a bucket here and trying to pick more. Like look at this guy here. There's a lot of red on this one. Might wanna another day like take a bucket and come and pick here. There's like a big bush right here. There's a lot of them actually. So maybe these raspberries don't mind if it's a little bit on the dry side. Like these look really good. Super healthy and no bugs on them. Purple flowers, these. This is fireweed. Another really common plant that you get when you do a clear cut. Like fireweed. There's fireweed everywhere. Can you make a berry pie? For sure I could. There's a lot here. Like just this one bush, if I would clean this completely, there could probably be like maybe a kilo of berries right here. You could make multiple pies out of this. Yummy. I gotta see if the weather is good tomorrow. We might take a bucket and come here back and pick a lot of these. I think the bilberry year this year is bad, but seems like the strawberry or the raspberry year is really good. There's a lot of them here. We can walk around a little bit today and see if we can find more bushes like this. I'm usually more of a bilberry picker, but there's so many of these here that yeah, we might wanna pick raspberries this year. Just fill the freezer with raspberries instead. These you kind of have to pick by hand. You can't use like for the bilberries. I have like a picker. These you kind of have to pick by hand, but I mean here's quite a bit. There's quite a bit here. What time do you normally stream? Usually like Europe daytime. It's really hard for me to say exactly the hours because especially when we do farm stuff. Whenever we do farm stuff, it's kind of the weather determines it. So I can't say, like, I can't even tell you what I'm gonna do tomorrow because it depends on the weather. But usually, like today when it's not super time sensitive, then it's usually maybe from noon to the afternoon is the most common time when I stream. Oh yeah, there's more here. Yeah, we're definitely coming here with a bucket. Coming here with a bucket tomorrow and picking some raspberries. Oh yeah, look at this. That's a nice growth. That's a half a meter. It's pretty good. Pretty good here. Like you can see the terrain here. It's really rocky. But the trees surprisingly grow pretty well here. Couldn't really farm this as a field. But trees grow pretty well. Mulberry. What's mulberry? What's mulberry in Swedish or Finnish? I don't know if that grows wildly here. But yeah, we have the most common berries, I guess, to pick here is like bilberry and lingonberry. Those are really common here. And then raspberry. Those are probably the most common berries to pick here. Then you got your cloudberries and some other berries that you can also pick. Man, there's a lot. There's a lot. I don't think I've seen this many actually in a few years. They're just everywhere here. Mulberrypuu. That sounds something that's, if it's puu, then it's more like a tree. Maybe that's more something that grows in like a garden. I don't think that grows wildly here, or just in the nature. I guess you could have it in the garden. Oh yeah, here's a good tree. This one has almost grown like a meter this year. That's really good. I guess one thing here when it's like this rocky, if you get the trees just properly planted, then there's not really much competition of grass. So that's why the trees actually grow pretty well in the beginning. Don't need to come in and do that much work with the brush cutter. Like down there it's better soil, but there's also more grass. More competition for the trees. Yeah, there's definitely enough here to take a bucket and pick a lot of berries. Raspberries.
Have a team, or are you doing this by yourself?
Do I have a team or doing? No, it's just me. Just me and some tech support from my brother, and there's like a good group of people online that if you join them, for example on Discord or some of them have like their own sites, then you can get a lot of info there of how to run things. But yeah, I don't have a film crew, as you can probably tell by the shoulder mounted camera here. There's no film crew around. Yeah, here's more. Here's a lot more here. I haven't really picked raspberries in a bucket a lot earlier, but we'll try tomorrow and see how much we can get. Guess we can go over to the other side there, take a look at the.
You have a team to help you farm stuff.
Yeah, on the farm it's me and my brother, and then my dad occasionally helps a little bit, but pretty much me and my brother. We don't have like a huge farm, so we don't need like a lot of workers. Actually having 2 workers on a farm of our size, it's kind of almost too much already. A lot of the farms that are our size, usually it's like 1 guy running them, or 1 person. Can I make a raspberry pie tomorrow after I'm done picking? We'll see. I think mostly I'll just like to eat them as is. But I mean, if I find a good recipe or something, or if my brother wants to. My brother is more like a baker than me. I'm not really very good at making food. But yeah, we'll see. At least we're gonna pick the berries, and I'm just eating them like that. It's like super good. Fresh berries. Fresh stuff. The best way is always to eat berries fresh, I think. And then the next best thing is making something out of it or putting them in the freezer. Favorite meal? Oh, that's a tough one. There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of food that's good. Especially if you have been outside the whole day and maybe done some farming work, then like almost anything tastes good. Almost anything. But what would I say? Probably pretty generic answer, but I really like spaghetti and stuff, like pasta. That's really good. And that's like always good. It's almost like it's never bad. But yeah, a lot of stuff is good. Everything is good. Yeah, maybe there's definitely some exceptions. There's some stuff that's not like, I can eat it, but not super good. What would I say is not what I'm not like a big favorite of?
How do you like your steak cooked?
Probably something. There's like some things that are made out of like liver. Those aren't like super good, but I guess I can eat them. Do Finns eat a lot of beef? I don't know the stats, but we eat a fair bit, I would say. Here we got some older trees, so these were planted maybe 6-7 years ago. This you can maybe call a forest already. Trees are a little bit bigger. How do I like my steak cooked? Pretty well done. I don't want any meat to be like raw inside anymore. But not like cooked to a crisp either.
Eat a lot of pork because beef is so expensive. Looks like my Christmas tree.
Yeah, pork is also, yeah, it's really common here. beef jerky. Yeah, beef jerky. One thing about beef jerky, it's really not common here. There's like a few companies that make beef jerky here in Finland, but it's like ridiculously expensive. I guess it's because it's really uncommon here. It's like super expensive. But I think, yeah, my brother bought a little beef jerky a little bit ago, and it was super expensive. Like a really small bag of like, was it maybe 25 grams or something? It was like, what was it, 10 euros, 20 euros, like something ridiculously expensive. But it tastes pretty good. I remember when we were to the States like a long time ago. Then you could find a lot more beef jerky, and it was a little bit more reasonably priced. Still expensive, but not super expensive. Okay, we're gonna try to get back to the field this way. Might be pretty rocky here, but should be able to climb over this area somewhere. Or climb over this hill.
20 grams for 20 euros. That's €1 per grams.
Well, something like that. I don't remember the exact price. But it was the price per kilo at least were like ridiculous.
Is everywhere here. Popular because of the Old West and Pemmican.
But yeah, beef jerky, it's a good way to store meat. If you need meat and you can't put it in like a fridge, then if you have beef jerky, then that stays good even if it's like room temperature. Yeah, really rocky here. I think I see a path somewhere there. Not too far away, we just need to find some way here through the bushes.
Acted on their horses' pemmican is buffalo or beef berries and a bit of fat.
Oh, this is really tough terrain here. Let's see if we can just somehow find a route without falling over. Good wind. cools things down. Not a super hot day today, but definitely warm enough. Here's tall grass, you can't even see where we're going. Okay, we're out. We got out. We found a way. Back out to the field. Snakes, yeah, there's a few types. I think we got, what is it, three or four different types of snakes, and like one of them is poisonous, not like super poisonous, but it's got some poison, I guess. But yeah, that's about the only poisonous thing we got here. Like one poisonous snake. All the spiders and all the other stuff is not poisonous here. I guess a few trees can be poisonous, or a few mushrooms, I should say. There's probably some poisonous berries too. Yeah, there are. But definitely some poisonous mushrooms. Have I ever been bitten by a snake? No. Not by a snake. Multiple times by bees. But not by the snake. Actually, once when I was a kid, I was like maybe 10 years old. I was like building some sort of small hut in the forest, and then there was like a snake, and then I just took like some sort of stick, and then I beat the snake to death. And that one was actually the poisonous one. So a little self-defense as a 10-year-old that doesn't even know if it's a dangerous snake or no. Probably not the smartest thing to do when you're 10 years old, you don't really know. Yeah, I'm alive still, so it ended well, I guess. But yeah, I was just building there, and then it was on a rock there close by. Then I was like, God damn, we gotta whack the snake here. Let's check in the barn here. This is like a really old barn. I believe this one is moved here from somewhere else even. So this barn could easily be 100 years old. And inside we have a bunch of building materials. Bunch of boards, 2x4s. A lot of wood. It's pretty.
What is that?
Well, it's all kinds of wood. It's pretty much stuff that was left over when we put new boards on the house and built the machine shed, and then there's always like a little lumber left over. Then we just put it here. It's nice to have a little pile here. Then if I build something small, like for example last summer I built like a gazebo. I don't know if you were here early on the stream, you saw the gazebo. Then I built that last summer. Just took some wood from here. But yeah, it's pretty much the only thing you can store in like an old barn like this. As you can see, the door is like super small. You can't really get the tractor in there. So it's only good for things that you can move by hand. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good storage for wood. Roof is in good shape, and yeah, floor is in okay shape. I think it's mostly spruce. There might be some pine in there. But yeah, spruce or pine. 100% spruce or pine. Mostly spruce, I would say. Those are the two main trees we have in the forests here.
While you're multi-platform streaming, what are you using?
And then we have, I guess, we have other trees like birch and some other trees that are not that common, but pine and spruce are by far the most common trees here. What am I using to multi-stream? Just OBS. So it's very simple. If you stream to like one platform, then it's really easy to stream to multiple platforms. I just send the same signal from OBS to different platforms. It's really easy. Once you get one stream like going to one platform, then it's not a big step to move to stream to multiple platforms. It's the same signal that goes to all three. So yeah, if you're watching, then you can watch on Twitch, Kick, or YouTube right now. Like choose your platform freely. Whatever you like best. But yeah, let's close up the door. And yeah, we took some wood from here this spring also. We replaced a few planks in the one building. Then we took some wood from there. Here's our Christmas tree area. So these trees are like too close to the barn. So we usually take the Christmas tree from right here. One of those trees. Do I have any hobbies? You're looking at one hobby. Streaming. Yeah, a lot of hobbies like streaming, sports, both watching sports, doing sports, some traveling, mostly in Finland, gaming, a little bit of gaming, all kinds of hobbies, gardening as you saw. A little bit of lot. Well, we could actually go throw a few hoops there. A little basketball, but yeah, I would say sports. Mostly I do like riding the bike in the summer and then cross country skiing in the winter. Those are probably the most common ones, but then yeah, occasionally we throw a few hoops of basketball and then might do some other things even. We can try. We don't have an official court here, but we have a custom court. We can try. It's really windy, so it's going to be hard to throw the ball, but we can try. A free throw we should be able to do. Lake skating, yeah, that's good if you have the right conditions, that the lake freezes over and you don't have snow on it. Then you can skate on lakes. I haven't done that, but I remember when I was a kid, once there was like a big puddle of water on the field and then it froze over and then you could actually skate on the field. But that was just with normal like ice hockey skates. I think when you skate on a lake you want to have those like longer skates, other type of skates. Grasshoppers.
It's a family farm.
it is pretty much a family farm. We're the third generation with my brother. So grandpa started it, and then my dad took over, and then now we took over a few years ago. We got the basketball here, we'll see. See if we got air in it. Might need to put more air in it. Let's see if it's good enough. Seems to be bouncing okay. I don't know, let's see if we can try. I usually put the camera on throw hoops because if we jump a lot then the camera is not, when it's on the shoulder it's not great for throwing. That's too short. Let's see, did it? Yeah, it kind of goes to black screen. I guess for this it's best for me to put the camera here on the side. Then it's better to watch. It's not good to have it on the shoulder when I'm jumping. Try to put the camera here somewhere. It's attached to a backpack and I don't have a tripod here, so we're gonna just have to do it like that maybe. Then I'll also leave the chat phone here. I don't really want to have this on the hand either. Then we can try. I'm gonna try to shoot a few free throws at least. You probably can't hear me that well because I'm gonna go a little bit away from the camera, but I think this is still better than me having the camera on me when I'm shooting a few hoops. Yeah, we can try it like this. Throw a few free throws. There's the first one that went in. So we have about 30% free throw accuracy now. Not very good. I don't know if that's the official distance from the... I think it's pretty close to a free throw. Yeah. So this area here, it was used for definitely some other stuff previously, but now it's like in the spring we used this to dry firewood, and now it's just like a basketball court. Three-pointer, I don't know. I can throw from the other end here. Let's see if I turn the camera. I don't know if it's officially a three-pointer. How far away is a three-pointer officially? Like from here, I don't know if this is far enough. Maybe this is pretty close to a three-pointer. We can try to make one from here. It's gonna take probably a while. The wind is also pushing like this, so. That's pretty good. First one went in. It was not directly in, but it was 7.2 meters. Let me count. I don't think that's 7 meters there. Maybe it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 6 meters here. I guess if I throw from here, it's 7 meters. From the corner. It's not really 7 there, it's like 6 meters. A little bit a short three-pointer. But if I try from the corner here, this should be 7 meters away from the basket. Here we have to put a lot of power in it already. Short. And I I can't throw it. I gotta throw it directly in from here. Can't use the whatever the back plate is called. Or I guess I could, but you have to throw on the side. I'm gonna try to get it straight in. This might take a few tries. Yes. Didn't take us too long. But that was also not directly in. But yeah, it's going surprisingly well considering it's pretty windy here. Not ideal conditions. Yeah, second, that's pretty good. I mean, there's no defense luckily, so it's a lot easier. Not as easy if you would have somebody.
Out of play for the Lakers.
Not as easy if there would be someone defending. I'm not so sure. Just a very casual player. So yeah, I've never played any sports like professionally. It's just hobbies. But yeah, I like doing some sports. It's good to do it instead of just sitting all the time. When I'm sitting in the tractor and sitting in front of the computer and stuff, so it's good to do some exercise at least. Floorball, that's the one sport where the ball has like a lot of holes in it, right? I believe that's what it is. It's like salibändy in Finnish. Yeah, floorball. It's a really common or pretty popular sport in both Sweden and Finland, I think. It's always in the championship. It's always like, or most of the time, Finland versus Sweden in the finals. Yeah, we can try to do. A free throw I can do without touching the backboard. From here it's gonna be a little bit of a struggle to get it straight in, but we can try. Nope. I think a free throw is much more likely. And that's probably gonna take a few tries too. That was pretty much straight. There was no wind at the moment there, so that's why it went in probably. Try to throw a few more. I can go back to the gazebo. Too short. I'm trying to make one from the corner still. One from the corner is great. That was one straight in from the corner. Didn't even hit the rim at all. Super straight in. No sound at all when it went through the net. That might be a good spot to end. Like always when I'm throwing basketball, I always end with a throw that goes in. I'm not usually very superstitious, but it kind of feels wrong to miss a throw and then go away. It always feels good to get a throw in, then quit. But yeah, I think we can take the backpack back on now. Throws in surprisingly well today. I haven't been throwing a lot of basketball lately. I guess when it's this warm, all the muscles were warm and stuff, so it went in pretty well. Sorry about the black screening there. It's sometimes does that. I'm not 100% sure why it does it. Might be some cable somewhere. Yeah, let's see if it's starting to feel the seeds in the wheat. I believe it is starting to feel them. With moisture, I don't know from where. Yeah, it's getting almost doughy inside. Pretty milky inside still. But yeah, here I can show you guys. I did a little trial run here. So I used water here, and it's a pretty clear right here. So it's like from this red stick here about what is it, maybe 7-8 meters wide. The only difference not enough water. Oh man, please stay together now. But yeah, this is how everything would look if it would have gotten good amounts of water. It's a lot taller here, a lot denser. But yeah, at least we got a little. But I might want to even try to combine it with the combine, different piece, and see how much more we get from this. Or just do like count how many there are and weigh how much one and then get a rough estimate of what this would yield. Tell you the sound. Tell me what the sound for YouTube Get 7 is. To remember which one this number 7 was. You can in the comments and then I will answer comments then. I don't remember it from the top of my head, like what that one was. But I know someone guessed the track sound and they guessed it like exactly right. I don't know if they used some sort of sound to some sort of like sound, not generator but sound finder or something, because it was exactly the right tractor and the right engine type, which was, yeah, they might have used some sort of Google search for sounds. Or maybe they have the same tractor. But yeah, I got some shorts on YouTube, like it's like just the sound. Then you can try to guess what it is. I made a few of those. I should probably make more of them. But yeah, I haven't really been active in making like actual YouTube videos. I mostly just do these streams, and then yeah, you can watch the streams later on YouTube or Twitch or Kick. But I haven't really made like edited videos that much. There's some older stuff on YouTube that you can watch, like some edited videos. But I like this live streaming better. There can be obviously some technical difficulties when I do a live stream, like more so than in an edited version, but I like making live streams better than editing videos. It's a little bit more direct. People can ask questions and I can answer them like more directly. And of course, if you have some questions or something, then you can always ask on Discord if I'm not streaming. But yeah, I think pretty much done what I want to do today. But yeah, tomorrow for sure we're gonna go, if the weather is good, tomorrow or on Wednesday we will go and pick some raspberries. I might even go, if it's tomorrow, I might even want to go in the morning when it's not as hot or the sun is not as burning as right now. So yeah, maybe tomorrow morning or Wednesday morning. So yeah, tune in for that, because I don't think I've never streamed when I've been picking raspberries at least. So we'll see how that goes. I've never really done that. I picked bilberries and lingonberries on stream, but not raspberries. See if we can get at least like a kilo or two. But yeah, the YouTube shorts I got there with the sounds, you can write in comments what you think what it is, and then I will like the post if it's right, or like heart it.
Have Lingon berries on your property.
Or just say yes if it's correct, or no if it's not correct. We have lingonberries on our property. Well, the good thing about lingonberries, bilberries, even raspberries, they don't need to be on my property. I can just go wherever in the forest here and pick them. They don't need to be on my property. We have this thing here called right to roam, and that, like, picking berries is included, so you can just go wherever and pick berries. Basically, you just want to stay. You don't want to, of course, you don't want to go into someone's yard and pick berries there, and you don't want to. You want to stay like it says there, like you should not go closer than 200 meters to someone's house.
Like Omensrad in Sweden.
But other than that, I can just go wherever in the forest here and pick berries and mushrooms, things like that. There's no other limit basically than that. Don't go too close to somebody's house. Of course, there's maybe some military areas that you can't go into, but other than that, you can pretty much go anywhere. Yeah, it's called allemansrätten in Finland too. Jokamiehen oikeus in Finnish. I think it's the same for all the Nordic countries. I think we got about the same thing there. I think that's pretty good, because it's still, most of the wild berries, they still will be left in the forest. Like even now, when anybody can for free go anywhere and pick, I don't know, 80% of the berries, 90% are still just left in the forest. I guess some animals also definitely eat them. I think bears like the blueberries. And for sure other animals eat the berries too. So technically nothing is wasted. Like all the berries eventually fall down and then they turn into soil, and like it's not a waste in that regard. But yeah, there's plenty of berries to pick. I think the only places where you can get some issues with the right to roam is, I guess, close to big cities. If there's like a really good berry spot and it's close to like a big city, then there could be like a lot of people that want to go into that same spot, and then you can get maybe some issues.
Here is no trespassing all private property except for main park.
Yeah, I know it's in USA, and I know when we were to New Zealand, there I don't think there's right to roam in New Zealand either. But yeah, I guess it's pretty, I don't know, unique to the Nordic countries, but here we have the right to roam. I don't know how it is in other countries really. At least Finland, Sweden, Norway, I'm pretty sure there's a right to roam anywhere. I don't know about other countries really. But yeah, I think that's gonna be probably it for today. But yeah, tune in tomorrow or on Wednesday. We will go pick some raspberries. And then I got a few other things planned up. Like I have more areas that I want to visit, like some nature parks and some other cool places that we could visit. That are maybe in other places, not super close to the farm here, but we could definitely either take the bike and go explore some places or just walk around in some other places. But yeah, thanks for watching today. I will be back tomorrow or on Wednesday. Thanks for watching. See ya.
know it's hard, I know I gotta keep up, no time to lay, to drift away. I fill my space, I spend my time down the rabbit hole again.